Drive to Survive is almost here, and we're all super excited because this season was full of crazy moments that the show just needs to cover, no matter what. So let's not waste more time and talk about WTF moments we just need to see in Season 5 of DTS. Alright folks, gear up. February 24th is when the next season of Drive to Survive will be out, and fans just can't wait, especially considering that Season 4 of the show highlighted the crazy championship battle between the old GOAT Hamilton and the new GOAT Verstappen. It was a season that kept us on our toes throughout. The interesting thing about DTS is that you don't need to be a fan to enjoy it. It has all the drama that you'll find in any other TV series. And while the 2021 season was definitely super spicy, that doesn't mean that the 2022 season was sleepy either, because this season definitely had its moments. And I'm going to talk about everyone's favorite moment first: Nick DeVries stunning us at Monza. So here's the thing about Nick, right? He wasn't a full-time F1 driver in 2022. He was actually a reserve driver for Williams. He only raced in one Grand Prix in 2022, and that was Monza. One moment he's chilling in the paddock, sipping on his coffee, and the next, Williams is making a seat that he fits in. Here's what happened. Alex Albon couldn't race because of appendicitis, so now Williams was a driver short. Nick came in and quickly filled the seat, making his F1 debut.
Alex Albon has been treated for appendicitis, and we wish the best of luck to Nick DeVries.
You know how they say in life you only get one opportunity and you have to make the most of it? Yeah, well, Monza was that opportunity for Nick, and oh boy did he make the most of it. He knew this was a make-or-break race. He knew that this was his time to shine, a moment of a lifetime, and he got in and did the best he could. At that time, his teammate was Nicholas Latifi. DeVries outqualified Latifi and raced as we've never seen before. He drove extremely well, and to the point where he was voted as the driver of the day by the fans. DeVries managed to bag P9, and before you say that's not impressive, let's talk about something that really wasn't. Yep, I'm referring to the Williams car. Williams has made the worst or the second worst car on the grid, and the fact that DeVries was able to put himself in a points finish in that terrible, terrible vehicle is impressive enough. But here's the funny thing. Nick DeVries raced just once in 2022. Latifi, however, raced in all the Grand Prix. Now, at this point, you're probably wondering why I mentioned this. Well, here's what's up. For a very long time, Nick DeVries was above Latifi in the Drivers' Championship. Just think about it for a second. Latifi, a full-time driver, was outscored by someone who raced only once. So that in itself was a remarkable moment. But even when Latifi did manage to get some points, he only scored 2. So basically, Latifi and Nick had the same points despite Nick only racing in 1. And guys, this whole thing was pretty remarkable for DeVries because it led to him finally having a full-time Formula 1 seat. I mean, that's something that the team at Netflix just needs to cover. The entire season wouldn't feel complete if this isn't highlighted.
I don't think it has quite sunk in yet. I love today. I had a great time. I enjoyed it.
Now, can you guess what else happened that's definitely DTS worthy? I'll give you a hint. The Union Jack. Yep, I'm talking about the British Grand Prix. It was an amazing race, wasn't it? On top of all that, it was won by Carlos Sainz, his maiden win.
For the first time in Formula 1, Carlos Sainz is victorious. He wins the British Grand Prix.
And the funny thing is, back then, Charles Leclerc was still in the fight for the championship. So the fact that Ferrari didn't order Sainz to give up his position to Charles was something that shocked lots of fans. After that, we even saw pictures that kinda showed Mattia Binotto arguing with Charles. Now, of course, none of us had to wonder what was going on. I mean, it was all about team orders. But hey, that's not all that happened. The entire race was full of drama. Mick Schumacher finally scored points in Formula 1, and Joe went flying into the safety fence. Luckily, he was unharmed.
There's the initial content. That's where the car then is upside down onto the gravel, and then it flips and tries to right itself.
So the point is, the race had suspense, drama, and of course, awesome racing. This race better be highlighted in Season 5 of Drive to Survive, because here's the thing, DTS is a pretty dramatic show, and guess what this race was all about? Yep, drama. However, not all of the 2022 season was filled with happy, suspenseful moments. We had to see some pretty sad moments too. For example, Seb's retirement.
It's been an absolute joy, throughout my career, so thank you. Thank you.
four-time world champion and the man who won all our hearts, announced he's retiring from Formula One. Sebastian Vettel has finally hung his boots. Do you know what the team at Netflix should do? There should be a montage dedicated to him and his achievements in the sport. And of course, we should see pictures of him winning all 4 championships. The point is, Seb is one of the most loved people in the sport, not just by me or you or other fans, but he's loved all around the paddock. And that's exactly why I think we should have an episode dedicated to him and his retirement. Now, Seb's retirement wasn't all that clean. I mean, he didn't do anything and he retired in peace, but his retirement left an open seat on a team. So once Seb retired, Fernando Alonso went to Aston Martin, meaning Alpine had a free seat. Alpine announced that Oscar Piastri, F2 winner and their junior driver, will be joining them. Except Oscar was in Australia at that time, and over there, it was the middle of the night. They announced this without consulting him whatsoever. So when he woke up in the morning, he clarified that he wouldn't be racing with Alpine. Instead, he joined McLaren. This ruffled a few feathers over at Alpine, so much so that they tried to take him to court. Oh, and between all of this, Daniel Ricciardo, a fan favorite, lost his F1 seat. I mean, if this isn't the kind of stuff that should be on Drive to Survive, then I don't know what is. Because this is literally one of the craziest silly seasons I've ever witnessed. It'll make for a great episode.
I don't actually know Oscar too well. I've spoken to him maybe twice ever, I would say. But he's obviously a good talent, a good driver, and I look forward to that.
But do you know what else was really dramatic? The race in Brazil. Now, this would be a great way to end Season 5 of the show. The Brazilian Grand Prix had quite a few firsts and loads of drama. This was the race where Mercedes' George Russell won his first ever Grand Prix. Yep, his first ever win happened at the end of the 2022 campaign. And well, this was also Mercedes' first win of the season.
This season for Mercedes, George Russell, after winning the sprint yesterday, wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix on a Sunday. It's a 1-2 for Mercedes.
On top of all that, Lewis came in second, giving Mercedes that much-desired 1-2 finish. But that's not all. This race also saw a crash between Max and Lewis, where, to be honest, Max was kind of a jerk. He cost Hamilton this win and wasn't apologetic at all.
We've got ahead by the time they get to the next corner, they touch. The Mercedes of Hamilton and the Red Bull of Verstappen make contact here in Interlagos.
And then, despite already wrapping up the World Championship long before Interlagos, Max didn't give way to his teammate Checo. Aw man, the sheer amount of bad press Verstappen got after that.
Max, let Checo through, please. Max, what happened?
I told you already last time, you guys don't ask that again to me, okay? Are we clear about that?
And those folks were WTF moments that I think DTS Season 5 needs to cover. Is there any other moment that you feel the show would be incomplete without? Do let me know.